Hello, my name is Em, and I would like to welcome you to this episode. I hope that you are doing well. I have just finally had a little bit of food before I have real food, just enough to make this video and make sure it's posted today, okay? Let me try and get this focus right. Okay, so I'm going to start this off with a very simple question, which I'm just throwing it out there just as a question. Feel free to answer, not answer, think about it, not think about it. The question is, do you ever feel a little lost in the routine of your day-to-day life? That's the question. And while I adjust this, hopefully you'll think about it. Okay, let me see. Okay, I've I've thought about this quite a bit because I feel like one of our most precious things that we have in existence is time. Time is extremely precious. How we use it, and are we really enjoying it? Are we really making the most of it, or are we just going through routines and our days kind of blending together? And this is something that I thought about quite a bit recently. I feel like more and more something that I talk about, or my husband and I talk about, is the concept of living intentionally. And it can be so easy to go through those typical routines, the ones that, we need to do to survive, and also just the things that we're told you need to do. And in the midst of that, are we taking that moment to pause and see, like, hey, can I make some adjustments? Am I actually happy with how I'm going about my life, how I'm going about this day? And oh gosh, I'm hoping all this makes sense so far. So sometimes I'll find that I'll go through a week, you know how it is, you week, you work and all that stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, this week went by so fast, it was such a blur, or this week went by slow, but it was still such a blur. And I have found that I've had quite a few of those days. And something that me and my husband decided to do recently is have a very, like, an evening during the weekdays, usually like midweek or so, where we just have some time to just like celebrate. Very intentional. And maybe this is something a lot of people do already, but this is something that I've recently just been like, yeah, we need to do this more often, where we're like, let's go out and just have a very conscious, like, good time. And it can be like a classic date, or a not so typical day, like whatever it might be. I like, recently um, we went to the park to hammock and just had, like, so it could be a time like that. And typically when I hammock, I bring snacks, but oddly I didn't bring snacks this time. I don't know why I didn't. I was too full from breakfast. I think that's what it was. Well, that usually doesn't stop me. But anyway, so we do things like that. And I also recently went to a baseball game, and that was cool because it was something I hadn't done in years. And I'm not a big sports person, but I do like going to a baseball game. There's something about the vibe. It's outdoors. It's just a place where I like the noise, the busyness. I like that. This is gonna be really cheesy, but I like the concept of a bunch of people coming together to unite and cheering on something very harmless. I like that idea, especially because baseball is, pretty harmless. And it's very unifying because in a stadium you can have a stadium full of a bunch of different people with so many different viewpoints, and probably if they talked in details about some subjects, it just wouldn't work out really well because for some reason humans haven't mastered how to get along. And so, but it's cool that in a stadium you can have so many, like, thoughts, philosophies, beliefs, all represented, all there, all kinds of backgrounds, and they're all united in this one thing. And I love this excuse to dance. I love that excuse to randomly just shout. I love the pretzels. Those pretzels, I'm telling you, those pretzels at a baseball game, they just hit different. And I do typically like to go to Aldi and get some, like, their soft pretzels that they have. They're usually on sale. They're usually a pretty good price. I want to say around $2.50 or so for the pretzels, which is a reason of good price compared to the ridiculous cost at a baseball game. And so it's so nice. I don't know why they hit different, but it just tastes so good. And I thought about it even after I had it. It was so, oh, those pretzels are good. But anyway, it's just good vibes. It's like a good old fashioned time. It's something that people have been doing for so long, and it's cool because yeah, we have like the fancy screen and things like that that might be used and like some technology things here and there, but overall the sport itself, the going to a stadium and sitting around, all that kind of stuff has been around for a long time. It's a bit almost timeless. I mean, I don't know how long ago baseball was invented, maybe like 100 years ago or so. So timeless in that way. But it's as in, if you put somebody from like whatever 1920s, 1930s into the stadium, just overall the concept is the same. That's what I liked about it. But anyway, it was just really cool to do that, and I think I remember just feeling almost surprised by the shake up of our routine, just those simple little things, and it just it felt nice because I feel like when you create moments, I feel like it helps us really appreciate them, appreciate that shake up of routine, and it also gives us a bit more awareness of time. If that makes sense. I hope this makes sense. And just a little bit more gratitude and realizing that in spite of the routine in our day-to-day lives, we can have some level of power or some level of control over something in our routine. Like it's not just work, which we have to do to pay bills and things, but there's also that side. Like we can create these moments, we can do that, and I find it just to be a bit empowering because it's easy to forget that we can make nice things, like non-routine things, happen too. Does that make sense? At least for me, that's what I got out of it. Maybe there's some that's normal for people, especially now with summer coming up. I do know that's a time when a lot of people do it, but this is something I want to carry on, like for a lifetime. So I don't even know what we're gonna do this upcoming week, but I'm excited to figure out and plan whatever it might be. Again, I like it because a lot of things that are so fun don't even cost much at all, or if they do cost, there's always a way to make it low cost. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to share that thought. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And until I talk with you next week, please stay safe, be well, and I'll talk with you then. Bye for now.